Let's go from there now to the battleground state of Michigan, where Donald Trump campaigned yesterday. Kamala Harris is set to make her final pitch to voters there tomorrow. Of course, that is the last day of early voting in that state. Joining me now, we have chair of the Michigan Democratic Party, Lavora Barnes. So welcome to you, Lavora. I was going to ask you about your mood right now, but you're smiling. Give me a sense of the mood in Michigan overall.
It's feeling good in Michigan. I have to tell you, today is a beautiful day and folks are voting. Michiganders are voting all across the state. We've got reports of really strong turnout from the west side of the state to the east and, of course, up north. And folks are also canvassing. We've got thousands of people out on the doors as volunteers, talking to voters, pushing them out towards the early vote sites to get their votes on. It's a great day in Michigan.
Well, good to hear. Let's talk about early voting. It ends tomorrow in the state, and already over 2 million people have cast their ballots. And that new Marist poll finds 35% of likely voters expect to cast their vote on Election Day. 65% either have or intend to cast their ballot before Tuesday. Do these early voting numbers signal anything to you?
They signal that Michiganders are interested in participating in this process and that we were right to vote to have these 9 days of early voting here. Folks now have this space of time where they can show up at their early vote locations and vote rather than waiting for that one day on Election Day. And that's what people are doing all over the state, going to early voting locations near them and standing in lines. Sometimes we're hearing today that there's some places where there are lines of about an hour long, but people are sticking with them, staying in these lines so they can vote and not have to worry about making sure that they're available on that one day on Election Day.
Yeah, and usually you get an I voted sticker. I just saw a shot of I voted early stickers, so you guys are prepared for that. What about Donald Trump, though, who became the very first presidential candidate this cycle to stop in Dearborn, Michigan? It happened yesterday, and of course it is home to the nation's largest concentration of Arab Americans, many of whom are concerned about that conflict in the Middle East. Take a listen to this.
What conversations have you had recently with Prime Minister Netanyahu about bringing peace to the Middle East?
We had a good conversation. We're going to bring peace. We're going to have peace in the Middle East, but not with the clowns that you have running the U.S. right now.
They heard it, Donald Trump saying you're going to have peace in the Middle East, and said that he's been speaking with Benjamin Netanyahu. So we have President Joe Biden, who won Dearborn by a 3-1 margin. But disapproval over the administration's handling of Israel's war in Gaza, it could erode those margins for Kamala Harris. She said yesterday that her plans to make housing affordable, to bring down the cost of groceries, to invest in small businesses, that's also going to resonate with these voters. Is it going to be enough?
That's absolutely true. It's absolutely true. And the other thing that's true is that, you know, we and other members of this Arab American and Muslim community in Michigan are reminding folks of who Donald Trump is and the things he said. Like yesterday, he said peace in the Middle East. Just days before that, he told Netanyahu to go to Gaza and finish the job. This is not the president who's going to bring peace. It's not the president who's going to be kind to or care about these families or these communities. Kamala Harris is. And I think that what we're seeing now is a president trying to trade on a tough situation, a sad, horrible situation where folks are dying. He's trying to win an election by saying whatever he needs to say, but no one should trust him. They know who he is. We've seen him in action. We know what he will do. And we know that Kamala Harris has the compassion and the kindness and wants to be the president for all of us. And when she gets into office, this is a president who can sit down, who will bring people to the table with whom she disagrees to have good conversations about issues like this. That's what these folks all need to be thinking about as they're going to the vote.
Let's talk about the Senate race. This is for Democrat Debbie Stabenow's seat. It is considered a toss-up right now by the Cook Political Report. The latest Marist poll shows Democratic Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin's got 52%. Republican former Representative Mike Rogers has got 46 at this point. So that 6-point difference is within the margin of error. But how do you see this race going?
It's going really well for Elissa Slotkin, and part of the reason is that she's been a terrific congressperson, a terrific representative for Michigan, and Mike Rogers has been in Florida. So there's a big difference there. Michiganders don't want another MAGA Republican who will just be an apologist for all the things that Trump and the far right say and do. They want someone who wants to take care of the needs of Michiganders in this entire country, and that's Elissa Slotkin. She's running a terrific campaign, and I'm confident Elissa will win on Tuesday.
Let me ask you finally, Lavora, what you're looking for on election night. Is there a trend you're going to be looking for that's going to signal to you it's going to be a good night for Kamala Harris? Is there turnout in a specific county you're looking at as being a bellwether of sorts?
You know, we're going to be watching turnout all over the state. I always pay very close attention, obviously, to the turnout in the city of Detroit. We pay attention to the turnout out west in Kent County. We pay attention to the turnout in Oakland County. There's a lot to pay attention to. And, you know, here in Michigan, we also have a very close state house. And so we're paying very close attention to some state house seats because we want to maintain our majority, if not increase our majority. And of course, we've got some statewide candidates, particularly our Supreme Court, that we're paying very close attention to as well.
Okay. Keeping your eye on the ball. Chair of the Michigan Democratic Party, Lavora Barnes, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.